諦めない心君とならば頑張れる無駄なことはないよ上を向いて笑おう一度君の時だから
One night, right before summer vacation, Manatsu Daichi, a second year in high school, sees a weird round rainbow floating in the sky above Tanegashima and ventures there alone. He has seen this rainbow before. With the memories of his father's mysterious death and an encounter of a strange boy and girl, Daichi arrives on the island while the alarm of a building labeled Earth Engine is going off. Someone asks him if he is a captain, just as robotic intruders from Uranus called Kill T Gang arrive. The battle about the shining stars is about to begin.
Number 9.
When ordinary high school student Aoba Watase is suddenly targeted by a giant robot known as Valiancer, he is saved by his mysterious classmate Hina Yumihara. After revealing that she and the robotic enemy are from the future, Hina suddenly propels Aoba 70 years forward in order to prevent his death. Upon arrival, Aoba finds himself in the cockpit of a Valiancer called Luxon, stuck in the midst of a firefight between the military forces of the Free Pact Alliance and Sogilia Republic. After he shows high compatibility with an FEA pilot named Dio Weinberg, the two perform a successful coupling, allowing them to share experiences and subsequently increase their capabilities and skill. Although Aoba is able to survive in this unexpected battle, he is taken into custody by the FPA ship Cygnus, who wishes to interrogate him.
Number 8.
When the Golden Race invited other races to join them in the stars, 3 sentient races answered their call. The Goldens called them the Bronze, Silver and Heroic tribes. Just before the Gold tribe left to travel to another universe, a 4th race appeared, traveling to the stars on their own accomplishments. The Golds named the human race the Iron tribe. During the passing of time, humanity suffers at the hand of the more dominant races and is now facing extinction. Following a prophecy left by the Gold tribe, Princess Deianira sets out to search for the powerful being who might be able to save humankind. She meets a wild-haired boy on an abandoned planet, a fateful encounter that will not only change the fortunes of humanity, but also the fate of the universe.
Number 7.
In the year 2059, the Earth has been plagued by aliens for several years. In an effort to learn more about these aliens, Dr. Noguchi and his assistants Maki Yagata and Takuto Kaneshiro try to revive the professor's experiment, a large biomechanical alien named Frank. During this process, the alien comes to life and the lab is subsequently destroyed, leaving Takuto the only survivor, and the alien disappearing into the wilderness. While Frank roams the wilderness, he meets Hati, an emotional distressed young girl whose parents are killed in the first close encounter war. Oddly enough, she is able to communicate with Frank, and soon after they are taken into custody by a secret agency known only as Funeral. Meanwhile, Takuto wakes up in a hospital bed with his life in shambles, and his face disfigured.
Number 6.
Kuro Daiyuji is a poor detective living in Arkham City. One day he was requested by Ruri Hado of Hado Financial Group to search for a magic book. While he initially refused, Ruri offered him a large sum of money upon completion of her request, in which bribed Kuro to accept. As Kuro searches for the book, he unexpectedly runs into Ai, a pretty girl that is actually a powerful grimoire. They forge a contract with each other, bestowing Kuro with powerful magic. Soon afterwards, Ai also activates Demon Bane, a deus machina owned by the Hado Financial Group to combat the mechanical menace from the Black Lodge. With this, the war between the Hado Financial Group and the Black Lodge begins.
Number 5.
In Vandred, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. Well, not quite. Technology has allowed mankind to colonize the entire Milky Way galaxy, and in one star system, the men and women live on two different planets, Tarak and Megera. A bitter and very literal gender war rages to the point where they don't see each other as the same species anymore. Hibiki Tokai, a male third-class laborer from Tarak, ends up stuck on a battleship after a botched attempt at stealing a robot. When female pirates capture the Tarakian vanguard, things don't look like they could get any worse for Hibiki. Unfortunately, they do. When the male crew of the Vanguard fire on their captured vessel out of desperation, they create a giant wormhole, which sucks the Vanguard and the Magellan pirates' ships into itself. Now stuck far away from their home planets, these men and women must learn to work together if they ever wish to make it back home.
Number 4.
自由になれる。
15 children, 8 boys and 7 girls, are enjoying their summer camp together when they suddenly discover a grotto by the sea. When they enter the mysterious place, they find a room full of computers, as well as a man named Kokopelli, who introduces himself as the owner. He claims to be working on a game which involves a giant robot that has been designed to protect the Earth from 15 different alien invasions. Kokopelli hasn't been able to test the game yet, so he persuades all but one of the children to sign a contract in what he claims to be a fun adventure. However, as soon as the contracts are signed, things start to take a much darker turn. In Bokurano, the children must now pilot the giant robots served one at a time, in the hopes that they will have what it takes to defeat all of the upcoming enemies. But Kokopelli has left out one very important piece of information: the giant robot Serth's energy source.
Number 3.
The ordinary life of a high school student named Ayato Kamina is turned upside down when Tokyo is suddenly invaded by futuristic fighter jets. Amidst the chaos, he encounters a woman called Haruka Shito who claims to be from a government organization called Terra. She reveals that he has been living in a time bubble named Tokyo Jupiter that was put in place by the Mullians, humanoids from another dimension, in an attempt to isolate and take over Tokyo. Terra has been trying to break through the barrier surrounding the city ever since. Unable to process the revelation, Ayato panics and flees. He runs into his classmate Reika Mishima, who leads him to a place called the Shrine of Sephon, where a large egg slumbers. She starts to sing and an unknown power awakens within Ayato, connecting him to a being called Reach Sephon that breaks out of the egg.
Number
伝説の中で眠ったままでいいんだ。
2035 AD, the heads of ancient giant idols were excavated all over the world. Using those 12 stone statues, humanity had barely overcome the threat of extinction called the Equatorial Winter. But the stone statues forced humanity to construct colossal suits of armor as their bodies and demanded that the humans fight each other.
Number 1.
僕は負けない。世界を救うんだ。それが僕の選択だ。
Natsume Tomoharu is a normal high school student in every way with one exception. He is being followed by the ghost of his best friend, Misao. After moving into his brother's old house, Tomoharu expected to continue living his normal life, but is one day left with a mysterious and locked briefcase without any instruction. At first, he plans to leave it in storage. However, his house is soon invaded by multiple groups of people after the briefcase. Although still not knowing the purpose of the briefcase, Tomoharu and Misao attempt to escape with it. From there on, Tomoharu tries to learn the secret behind the briefcase, and the connections between it and Misao, and why it has the power to change the world.